Greetings, dear, magnificent, precious, divine being that you are. Yes. Truly. My topic, the quill is mightier than the sword. Now you say, wait a minute, that's the pen. Well, isn't that interesting? Interesting. Well, that's like resting within. Okay, come on. I'm the word person. There's many out there, but once you figure it out, is like, once you know the language and you know the secret code of the language, you know exactly what's going on and how it's being manufactured and created through thought. The quill is mightier than the sword. The quill, I remember as a kid, because we lived in Newport Beach for a long time, right on the ocean front, and I'd get these seagull feathers that the seagulls would drop, and then I'd make a pen out of it, and I'd have ink, and I'd write with a quill. All right. Then it became a pen and a pencil. Well, a pen, isn't a pen a cage for animals? P-E-N? Therefore, words with the pen becomes the vehicle for the pen, the cage, the reality box that you're living in. And having realized knowledge, awareness, that some people had or have, or whoever they are, in order to control masses of people to do their will, is that you have to control the words. And where would you control the words in the world? Would have been through books, libraries, now computers, digitals, through all education. Everything is a concept. And if you take a look around, even here, if the tree was first an idea or a concept, it had a seed. And within that seed is the fullness of the tree and all of the pine cones and all of the unlimited numbers of pine seeds that would be in those pine cones. And each one of those seeds has the full capacity of an entire tree that does that with millions and millions of seeds. And so you look at that and go, wow. It's all a concept. It's all an idea. It's all a creation. It's a creation. That's great. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a creation. You happen to have creative abilities. And whoever can control those creative abilities controls you. Therefore, the pen is mightier than the sword or violence. And there is a saying that by certain, royals of ancient times in their feudal system, which is the company store still operating, still in business, still open, was it, and it's that whole, what may I say, when you think about that, I'm just, I stand here in a sense and at one level so amazed that such a lie, the first one that you are that body and you're not, you have a spiritual body. I've seen my spiritual body. So I know your spiritual body. And I've experienced myself. And as you experience yourself, not your mind, not your thoughts, not the false ego. Okay? And what's everybody defending and promoting out there is the false ego. Because that's what's being promoted through the pen, the pencil, the typing, the digitals, the numbers, you see, in a digital reality. And we are real, and we're having a real experience because this is who we are. And yet how many people now are preferring a digital experience to a natural experience? A sex doll that can perform so many different, fabulous things, to a very loving and intimate and giving and receiving experience of true love. And when sex is made a sport and also a weapon, what you have to look at how the pen is mightier than the sword. Take a look at the word sword. It's S followed by W-O-R-D. What's that mean? Word. And if we take it backwards, word is also a door. And it opens that person up to that reality. Remember the, what was that one of the Narada? Or, is it Narada? Yes. Where the little girl walked into the closet. And then as she walked open up the back of the closet, there was a whole different world there. On my walls, I have pictures that help me to remember who I am. And yet each one of those paintings or pictures, if you take a look at it this way, is actually a window into another realm, into a world. And when you look at the pen is mightier than the sword, and even the word sword is word with an S, just like the word slaughter is the word laughter with an S before it. So who's laughing at the slaughter of humans and animals? The torture. Who's enjoying it? Whose business is it? The slaughterhouses all over the world. The organ harvesting of live people going on who are captured or put in prison or however that may be. Now you say, well, how do I deal with this? Find words and teachings that will help you to get to the place where you don't need words and teachings because you're so fully into who you are. And as you do that, it's like you have to be your first priority. And then with your children and your family members. And first of all, stop hatred of family members and competitions and jealousy and backstabbing. Stop it with yourself. Stop it with the people you work with, the pettiness, that who's going to get ahead and who's going to do this, all of this sort of thing. This is not us. That's not my world. Begin and have your world be the world you love and the world that empowers you. And if you're going to use words and you're going to use pens and pencils, because I'm a writer and I use words, you got to know what you're saying. You got to know what your words are doing. You've got to know what your thoughts are doing. And when you get riled up by words, or, you know what they said to me? They call me this. Oh, really? Terrific. Who cares? I am so grateful for everybody who called me every kind of filthy name you could possibly ever think of. Vicious, nasty. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Oh, glorification and wonderful and fabulous. Yeah, you could change your mind in a minute. You flip on the other side if I say something you don't like. Okay. I say I'm not into channeling, and you know how many people keep dragging poor Jesus back out and say I'm channeling Jesus and I'm the only one and I'm this and that, but then nobody looks to the background and does the research before it gets wiped to where it came from. And what you're now doing is the pen, the words there are they can, here is what I was going to say before, but I forgot. There was this saying by somebody, I couldn't remember what it was. And what it was that when you make a lie so big that is absolutely so, impossible, more people believe it. And then will then validate something by itself. And that's what the pen is mightier than the sword, because it's like you'll take, say, a Bible, whoever put that together. There's truth there. I'm not saying there's not, but you got to know how to discern from truth from false, because there's also a whole lot of programming going on, because whoever prints it, whoever writes it, and then they say, well, anybody that changes it, you can't change it. Well, why? Because the Bible says so. Well, the dictionary validates itself only with other words, with letters and stuff, so it's self-validating, which is bogus. That doesn't prove anything. It can't say, well, I said it's true because I said it's true, for therefore it has to be true because I said it is. Well, really? Okay. The pen is mightier, the quill, because I'm going to call it a quill, because I'm not going to let My pen locked me into a cage, or my words locked me into a cage, or what I've read, or what I've been taught. Believe nothing, nothing, no one, or any. Don't believe me. I am sharing with you my realizations, what I do for me, what I study and research as an avid researcher, because it's all about me, and it's all about you, and it's all about us. And that knowledge, real knowledge, is power. It's knowingness to bring you back to who you are, so that in anything, whatever word you're using, whatever you're reading, whatever, and they're testing you. And so many people are so proud of what they do. What does school do? Teaches you to memorize. That's all it is. Como está usted? After 2 years of Spanish, most people, that's all they remember because they memorized it. And when you memorize, you forget very rapidly because you just had to memorize it. And those who have the best memory get the best grades, and those who are smart enough figure out how to get a system of memory so they get the top grades and the top jobs that get the most money, because it's based on doing what somebody else told you what to do on a need-to-know basis, and having no idea of what you're actually doing or participating in, because it's going to affect you always, because you cannot die. You are an eternal being. And you are choosing in each moment what you're going to honor, what you believe, what you give your power to. Take a nice breath. My God, it's so complex. No. Very, very, very simple. Right here. And as you stay right here, whatever words you use, those words don't use you.